We're just back from Hanauma Bay for the first time snorkeling at a beach inside of a sunken crater. It's a little bit tricky to visit, so I'll walk you through the reservation and our experience so you can decide if it's worth going. First off, you need a reservation if you are not a Hawaii resident, under 12, or a US military service member or their family. The fee right now is $25 plus $3 to park, and you'll need to book this 2 days before at 7 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time online. I did meet a family at the beach that said that they booked their shuttle and Hanauma Bay reservation through a service at their hotel, and they told me that the price wasn't that much more expensive than booking individual reservations plus parking for their large group of something like 12 people. So something to consider if you can't get the reservation yourself or you're in a bigger group, and it will just be easier to get reservations for everyone. We did see the shuttle and it seems to drop you off right at the front, and then we saw people leaving waiting for the shuttle. So it looks like everyone who's got these like wristbands is able to wait and get back onto the shuttle when they're done, so you don't even need to worry about finding parking. If you are driving and planning to park yourself, you should know that it will obviously be easier to find parking earlier in the day. We did arrive later and get pretty lucky as somebody was leaving and we got a pretty close up spot. But if you want to guarantee your good parking spot, go in the morning. Generally speaking, snorkeling is better in the mornings anyways. The water is just calmer and clearer, so if you can't get an early morning reservation, that's what I would do. The last entry to the beach is allowed at 1:30 p.m. and the beach closes at 3:30, with the whole park being closed at 4 p.m. The preserve is only open Wednesday to Sunday, which I think is great. It really gives the reef a chance to recover and chill from all of the tourists and people who are visiting every day. Checking in was really easy. There's a window that you go to, and from there they direct you into an area that has information about reef conservation. We waited there where we got some instructions from a volunteer on Hawaiian monk seals. They are endangered and there are only about 1,600 in the world. So basically, don't touch wildlife, give them enough space, and listen to lifeguard instructions.
They often take their naps. So if you see a monk seal swimming in, last Friday they came in around this time.
Afterwards, we were ushered into a film area where they play a short video about reef health and safety. In the past, I guess you were able to buy food to feed fish at Hanauma Bay, and that is not allowed anymore. So I think a little bit of the video is to dispel previous misinformation about the park. So we have made it to Hanauma Bay. There's like a little area where a volunteer tells you all of the rules, and then there's also a video, so you need to watch the whole video. So we've just finished the whole video, and then we came back to our car to get changed. I put on my sun shirt, and I'm wearing leggings today because it's hot. It's like noon, and we're gonna go for a snorkel. This is a crater. I didn't know this. This used to be a crater that's kind of filled up with ocean water and coral life, and I know that it used to be really famous for fishing, and then it was protected in the 60s. There are 3 lifeguards on the beach, and they tell you the areas they prefer you to stay away from. To get down to the beach, you can either take a tram or you can walk. You can take the tram to come back up too, so you could always walk down and then take the tram up. It's included in your ticket either way. Along with the 3 lifeguards, there's an area about reef conservation, rentals for chairs, umbrellas, snorkels, and life jackets. We walked down to the far end and chatted with some people who were just coming out of the water to see what they got up to. They said that they had swam out a little bit further to snorkel and seen a turtle, but they also heard a lifeguard making announcements and said just to pay attention to it since it's not as easy to hear once you're further out in the water. Because we arrived when the tide was rising, it was easier to enter, but the best thing to do is just enter where everyone else is. If you see a crowd, they'll be in a sandy patch area, and that's where you want to enter. It's going to be the easiest to enter because otherwise the coral comes up pretty close to the beach and it's rocky, it's sharp, don't touch it. Just try to avoid it. Enter in the deeper areas where it's sandy. We did swim out, and I gotta say the fish there were calmer than any fish I have ever seen snorkeling anywhere in Hawaii. I was able to get pretty close up to some fish, and some fish I felt like swam pretty close to me. Like they kind of came and approached and were not that afraid. I don't know if that's just the fish that were previously conditioned to people feeding them, or that's proof of conservation efforts, because that was incredible to be able to be so close to some of the fish that I've seen before that are normally quite nervous and will dart away or swim away really quickly when you get anywhere near them. These fish were so chill. Unfortunately, we didn't see a turtle, and sadly the coral looks mostly dead. Being so shallow, it has probably been stepped on, touched, and otherwise damaged over the years. So is it worth the $25 per person to snorkel at Hanauma Bay? We had a really great day. The weather was so nice and the view is incredible. So I think it's perfect for a novice snorkeler. Apparently you can snorkel year round there on Oahu, so that's amazing. If you come and it's kind of more stormy conditions in the north, you will still be able to snorkel safely at Hanauma Bay. It's a special place. It's not like you're going all the time. And on top of that, you get to see the conservation efforts at work. And I think for that alone, it's worth it.